I think Don was extremely shocked at his surprised guest. Hey guys, what's happening? Got another little review, if you will. And I hadn't seen, well, I seen it like a couple weeks ago, but I didn't see it nowhere near when it come out. I didn't even know about it. Somebody mentioned it. And good stuff. Good stuff. Only about 12 minutes long, but quite a few little nuggets in it. So we'll get into it. There was I don't know if you call it a live or a group call, or I ain't sure what they was up to. I guess it would be like a group call, because I don't think there was no commenting and stuff going on. Of course, how do I know? I don't have access to their comments. Anyway, No Thanks investigates Don Wells, the lab, and what appeared to be a special surprise guest, Chris McDonough. Oh, it was a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. So it starts out, Don comes on like his feed connects or whatever happens, right? And Candace is in the background and she's talking shit. Now, what she said exactly, like I said, it's like a lot of this other stuff. The audio is really hard to make out, and so is this one. But I might be off a word or two, but I know it's really close. It sounded like she says, "Can't believe you talked to him. You could do that." And I'm thinking, maybe she was talking about Chris. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not even positive that's word for word. But it would fit the situation rather well, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, after that, there's a little distortion, and it sounded like to me she says that's effing impossible. I don't know what she was talking to or referencing exactly. Maybe it's effing impossible that that was going to go good for him, talking to Chris, the lab, and no. I ain't sure. Not sure. Anyway, as soon as Don realizes Chris is there, he says, "Hold the F up. Hold my effing horses." Because Don, he ain't a big old bottle of liquor sitting there. I mean, it's like a half gallon. The biggest bottle of liquor you can buy. And Don, I tell you what, man. Don looks like he'd fit right in back in the Western days, man. He grabs that shit. Padoom. I'm like, ooh. There wasn't much on liquor, man. And you know why? Because every time I drank liquor, I ended up making a out of myself. So John stays off the liquor. Hell, I ain't drank nothing forever. I had a couple brews a couple weeks ago. Me and Brandy bought us a bottle of margarita. Not margarita mix. This shit was already mixed. It's margarita. All you do is add some ice and a little salt around the rim, and you're ready to go. We've had it in the fridge for 2 weeks now. I ain't even been open. I don't know how people drink in their older days. Man, hangovers just whip my butt anymore. I can't do it. If I was to drink more than like 4 or 5 beers, I'd feel like crap for at least a week. So, I don't know how you do it, Don. I really don't. Then, they exchange hellos. And Chris asked Don a weird question. He's like, because Don's got the hair down and he's looking kind of wild. Chris is like, "Are you one of the apostles?" I was like, "What, McDonough? Easy, McDonough." Goes, "Chris, man, I don't know, man. It seemed kind of raw when he asked him that. It caught me by surprise." I was like, "Well, damn, Chris, yeah, he looks like one. You got to tell him. This interview ain't going nowhere if we start out like this, Anyway, Don remains blown away by McDonough for quite a while. He's just like, that happens for a while. And Then, they talk about, hey, it's been a long time. Yeah, it has been a long time. There's a little tension, because this is all after a lot of things have happened that Dawn and Chris's relationship went south. So I was kind of shocked to see Dawn not just be like, oh, F this and slam the phone down. But he stayed on there. And now during all of this, well, not all of it, but the majority of it, especially in the beginning, Candace is just acting like a child. You hear music blaring, and Dawn's like, turn that shit down. You know, Don once said, he was like, when Candace gets, I hate it when she drinks because I have to babysit her. I don't think that was any lie involved in that statement. I really think Candace likes to get slammed, and she acts just horrible. Because in the background throughout this, it's weird. And there's a really weird point. We'll get to it. And Dawn's pleading with her, Candace, please turn it down. Please turn it down. Dawn's being civil to her, and she's just acting childish. Then they talk about Dawn's trip to L.A., and I'm assuming it was his trip to Dr. Phil, and he says he had to hide out in his hotel room the whole time. Now, they didn't question that any further, but I was thinking, who's he hiding from? Was there tons of people that knew he was there and wanted to get a look at him? Or, I don't know. I don't get who he was hiding from, and it never got explained either. Chris just explains it to him as, well, welcome to the jungle. I guess Chris is from California, maybe, because he seemed like he was in tune with the vibe Dawn was talking about. Anyway. Then Dawn talks about the Elvis car. Apparently, there was quite an impressive, I think he called it an Escalade, I think. Anyway, it must have been like an Elvis edition or something. Dawn says it was the first ever $1 million car. I don't know about that, man. How accurate that is. There's a lot of $1 million cars, I would assume. Like some of these race cars, like even on, y'all ever see Street Outlaws? That shit's good. On them, I'm sure them cars, some of them could be $1 million. I guess maybe he talked about factory build, possibly. But still, like you would think like some of them Lamborghinis and stuff would be right up in there. I don't know. Anyway, him and Chris are having trouble with the lag. You know what I'm saying? Which I had some trouble with it too on my live. It's like I'd ask something and then I wouldn't see an answer, and I'd be like, "Are not hearing me?" But they were having trouble with the lag, and it seemed like they kept over talking each other during the whole interview. I guess what it was. Then once again, Dawn's like, Candace, calm down. Because Candace is acting up, being loud, making noise. Then he talks about, he says, while they were out there, him and Candace went to the beach. And he said they fought the whole time. And he says they fought because, they were seeing these other kids and families and stuff. And, they didn't have their kids and stuff, so they were fighting about that. It makes you wonder if the fight wasn't one of them to the other being like, hey, they'd be here with us if it wasn't for what you pulled, Could be, But the way I see it, man, they're equally culpable for the boys not being there. Well, I don't know about equally, because Dawn did work. Candace could have cleaned up a lot more, and I'm thinking the environment was probably the biggest reason they got took, unless the cops knew something and still know something really good that we don't know, and they passed it on to them, and they're like, we got to get these kids out of here. But God, that's been a long time ago. That's been 5+ months since they were taken. But it's a thought. Then Dawn says he ain't even sure where they was at. It was a real nice place. Chris starts doing some investigating. Was there a carousel? Ferris wheel? Oh, he was on Santa Monica Pier. Chris straightens it out for him, lets him know what's up. Lets him know where he was. Then they have a big thing about Dawn can't remember nothing. Chris is like, why? Why can't you remember? What's wrong with your memory? What's up with you? You're not remembering stuff. You know? I think Chris was suspicious of the sudden memory loss. The way it seemed to me. Oh, and then, of course, after I asked him a couple times, Dawn shows him the huge bottle of rest and relaxation, I think is what he called it. And the way he said R&R, I never heard of that. Y'all heard of that? Have you? Really? With Coca-Cola? That's just like a Jack and Coke. Oh, but you got a lime? Interesting. Anyway, after that, Chris asked him if he's drinking Mad Dog. And, I don't know Chris and how he grew up and what he's been around. But in my neck of the woods, Mad Dog is kind of asking somebody if they're drinking Mad Dog is kind of like an insult, because that's like real popular with the super drunks, because it's super cheap and super potent. So I don't know if that was a dig at him, or if maybe, Chris likes Mad Dog. I don't know. If I've tried it, it is horrible. It's like wine and just moonshine or something. Ugh, it's so nasty. I don't know. Anybody could drink it. Of course, if Mad Dog 2020 is looking for a sponsor, hi, John Davis True Crime. Anyway, Chris, Dawn tells him the liquor's rest and relaxation. Then Dawn looks in Candace's direction and says, don't start your shit now. So apparently she was acting up off camera. Because I tell you, and I really believe she is a handful when she's drinking. I think Dawn's honest about that. But, and he looked pretty slammed too, but he seems like he's more of the mellow, just sit there and keep sipping type drunk to me. He don't look like a violent drunk. Who knows? I know what happened. I'm just saying, this night, apparently, he looked way more laid back. Chris says, tell Candace hi. Then the other guys are like, yeah, tell her I said hi too. And the other guy's like, yeah, hey, over here, don't forget my hi. Candace don't respond to none of it. I don't know if she could hear it or not exactly, but no response at all. Dawn says, Candace is wanting to be a... Then he stops. He cuts himself off. I think we know where he was probably headed with that. And he talks about he has a broken eardrum. I think I've seen some gossip online about that, but I'm not sure if y'all know how he suffered the broken eardrum. Throw it in the comments. This is how we learn. We tell each other stuff. The comments help us a lot. They tell Dawn, you have the floor. Whatever you want to talk about, you talk about. He says, I don't really have nothing to say. But in his defense, he was pretty hammered. I'd say he could barely talk at that point. They tell Dawn, Lord, he don't know what to say. He says, what am I supposed to say? No. Asks about the billboards and about the drone issue and some other stuff, trying to float Dawn some stuff to talk about. Then Dawn starts to talk. He says, thank all you for having an open mind. Which, it seems like most of the time he's fairly respectful to men anyway. Then people start blowing up his phone. And I guarantee you it was one of these people that's trying to build their life around Dawn, having him on lives and stuff like that. Because that phone is just going off and off and off. And that's what it is. Somebody trying to be like, let me help protect you, man. You don't want to be talking to them. They're going to make you look bad. You need to be on my line. I'm not saying who it was. I don't know. There's quite a few of them, but I would almost guarantee you that's what the case was. Somebody got mad and unsubscribed from me because I said I wanted to talk to Dawn. Like I was a sellout or something. No, I'd like to talk to him and see if he would answer some questions. I didn't say I wanted to move over to Ben Hill Road and hang out and become best buddies. Somebody unsubscribe because of that. People kill me how they are, man. Says he wants to apologize to everyone, but he don't know why he wants to apologize. Then, After he says that, the phone loses connection for a second. It comes back, and he seems to be trying to rein in Candace because he's like, it just pops back, and there's Dawn's face just like mine is right now. And he's like, oh, hey guys, what's up? You know, seemed like that was what was going on to me. I can't. That's my opinion. My opinion on it. Then he drops a few f bombs about apologizing to people. We're just, he'll do something decent, then he'll erase it right after he does it, and it'll wash out. You know what I'm saying? He'll do a decent deed, then he'll do a bad deed, and they just cancel each other out. So he ain't gaining no momentum ever. Says he's not perfect, admits doing some shady stuff in his past, and once again, asks Candace to stop. I don't know what she was doing exactly. I know a lot of the time it seemed like the music was too loud, but you couldn't see her, so you're not sure what is triggering him, but I think it's legitimate. She's doing something. She's definitely doing something. Then she says, Candace giving him all kinds of hell and asks Candace if she wants to explain what's going on. And I thought that was really interesting, Makes you think Candace was in the wrong, whatever it was, because he's like, would you like to tell him what's going on? No response. So whatever was going on, I feel like Candace was definitely in the wrong. And I'm not sure what it was, like I said, but it seemed, I really got that feel, because she was acting up the music and other stuff anyway, Dawn talks about Summer a little bit and says it's awesome about how many people love Summer and stuff, because they're talking about, they kind of led him into that, talking about how, so many people have put in time and effort and care about Summer and all this. And, it is awesome. There is tons of people. I tell you, this little girl, I really hope one day she can know how many people prayed for her and worried about her and tried to do whatever they could to help her. I hope one day she understands how much of a fuss it was while she was gone. I really do. That's like a dream for me. Then he tells the story of bringing Summer to the job site. And it's apparently a cabin. And the cabin ain't completely finished, and there's not rails around the porch and stuff, and Summer falls off. And he says, like, she falls off, and then she's crying and stuff, and he goes to help her, and she's like, Daddy, why didn't you save me? And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, baby. I'm just going to say that it seemed peculiar to pick that story to tell. But there may have been none to it. I'm not going to blast him for that. It's just an odd story to tell. I might as well get into it. It's an odd story to tell because it almost seems like he's expressing guilt for what happened to Summer by talking about that story, in my opinion. Okay? Y'all are going to watch it too, and I want y'all to see what you think it feels like. Don once again is apologizing for his phone blowing up. This happened like 3 times. People just will not quit calling and harassing him. And that's low. Let's not go there. Then the last lot, like for the last minute, Don's looking at the camera and they're just asking him questions, talking to him, all this, and he's just like not responding to anything. I don't know if I'm assuming he couldn't hear him because it was real strange. And then boom, it ends. And it's real strange that like that last 30 seconds of him just like, because I don't know if something kicked in or something, but apparently he lost his ability to communicate somehow. Yeah, I had a couple of things, my thoughts on the interview, and one was all the people kept calling him. Chris probably has the most experience at gaining some kind of knowledge from somebody through an interview and stuff like that. So it's kind of annoying that other people kept blowing him up and they ruined that chance. Which, next I was going to talk about Candace's behavior. Kenneth acted horrible through it all, man. You know, I don't know. They need to quit drinking, for sure. Both of them, you know. But it seems like when Candace drinks, she is just unbearable. I tell you, you'll almost feel bad for the guy, how she acts, man. You know, it's so childish to me. It seems immature. You know, I think maybe there's something to do with her and alcohol syndrome. Something's happened where she just doesn't seem right, and that's not a dig. That's just a fact. She acts really odd. And Don's reaction to Chris, I thought that was golden, man. I mean, he was just so mesmerized and blown away. And I mean, but you know, he was kind of polite. He was polite to Chris, so I was more shocked by that. But it was something. He's like, oh, what McDonough? Oh. Anyway, guys, I'll post a link, let y'all check it out, see what you think. Comment below, and got something special for y'all coming. Especially the hardcore JD true crimers. Something special for you's coming. Man, I might as well build it up some more. New Year's Eve, I got a new release that I've been kind of polishing for a minute. I hope you like it. I'll see you then.